Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I decorated my graduation cap. If you guys haven't noticed already, the theme is Tangled. So if you guys want to know how I did it, make sure you stay tuned. So the first thing I needed to do was gather all the supplies I needed for this project. So all the flowers are from Dollar Tree, and the paper and the rest of the stuff is from Michael's. I actually did end up buying a lot more than I actually needed, so I'll only be linking the stuff I actually used down in the description for you guys. I also picked up these rhinestones. They reminded me of her crown or tiara, whatever it was called. So I decided to pick them up, but that again, this is completely optional. So the first thing you need to do is you need to measure out your cap. Mine was 9.5 inches. So I just took my purple piece of paper. By the way, I did choose glitter piece of paper, but you can use whatever form of cardstock you want. So I turned it over and I'm measuring out 9.5 inches on both sides, and then I'm going to cut it out. Once you're done cutting your piece of paper, you're going to need to find the center of it. When you found the center of it, you're going to have two lines connecting in the middle. Right where those lines connect, you're going to need to draw a circle off of that, using the point where they connect as your center point. Now the radius of my circle is 0.5 inches, but altogether your circle should be about an inch long and wide. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly, so I'm going to put some photos up to help show you guys what I'm talking about. So your circle should look like this. See how the center is 0.5, but altogether it's an inch? That is what you're looking for. So now we're going to set that aside and we're going to start dealing with our flowers. So I actually spent quite a long time plucking these flowers off of its stem with wire cutters. Turns out you don't need to do that. They pull very easily off the stem. So just grab your flowers and pull them directly off. And luckily that will save you guys a lot of time. Once you're done doing that, you're going to take your flower and you're going to get it as flat as possible. So if it has like a very green base, like that flowery green base, and it's propping it up too much, you need to take that off, and then you're going to take some Gorilla Glue and you're going to glue your flower so it doesn't fall apart. And then you're going to stick that to the side after doing that to all your flowers. So some of them you won't really need to touch, and some of them you'll need to pull almost the whole entire green part off to get it to lay flat, but that's depending on what flowers you choose. Now I'm going to take my gold cardstock paper and I'm going to trace the sun on the back of it, and then I'm going to cut it out with an X-Acto knife. Stay with me, this gets a little complicated. When you cut it out, you're going to realize that you have the center circle. Now, we need to cut a smaller circle inside of it to kind of make it look like a donut, because our graduation cap has that center button, so we need to cut out a hole for that. How you're going to do that is you're going to measure to the center of that big circle, and then you're going to make another circle inside of it, and the radius of that circle is 7/16 of an inch. So that lands roughly about here on our ruler. So once you've cut that out, now what we're going to do is we're going to take that cardstock that we made earlier for the base of our graduation cap, and we're going to flip it over and we're going to add double-sided tape to all four corners. You actually don't need that much tape. I used this for my graduation photos and nothing moved, so that's great. So once you have it applied to all four corners, you're going to place it firmly in the center of your graduation cap. And then you're going to press down for a couple minutes to make sure it's really stuck to the fabric. Once you're done with that, now what we're going to do is we're going to take that center donut we were just talking about, and you're going to apply it to the center button. This should be a very snug fit, so make sure you go slow, that way you don't rip your cardstock. Once you're done with that, you're going to place all the sun designs all around it, and once you like the way it is placed, you're going to take some double-sided tape and you're going to stick it to the hat. You can glue it down, but I chose to use double-sided tape for this. Once you've stuck the sun on, now we're going to go back to that gold cardstock, and I'm sorry, but we're going to make another circle to cover the center. So how you're going to do that is you're going to cut out a circle that is 0.5 inches in radius, but altogether it's about an inch. You can put some double-sided tape on the back of it and stick it directly in the center of your cap. Once you're done with that, we finally get to move on to the fun part, which is rearranging our flowers on our cap. Or rearrange it until you like the way it looks, and now we're going to take a hot glue gun and hot glue all the flowers on top of our cap. Once the glue is dry, we're going to start adding our rhinestones around the sun. Now do keep in mind we are going to glue the stones down. You don't have to, but I didn't want them falling off during my graduation shoot, so I just decided to use the same Gorilla Glue I used earlier to glue them down. Now do keep in mind when you're adding the glue, do a little bit. Do not overflow the area with glue, because when it dries matte, and since we're using glitter cardstock, it will be very visible when the glue leaks. So do a very small amount. So once it is all glued down, I also added one in the center because I like the way it looks. But once it is all glued down, I'm going to give it 24 hours to fully dry before touching the hat again, just to make sure nothing shifts. Once I'm done with it, your cap is done. Now this next clip is going to be me demonstrating to you that all of this stuff is removable and your cap will not be damaged if you do this. So this part is a little tricky, so make sure you go very slow, but everything else is very easy to remove and add back on your cap. And there you guys go. That's how I made my Tangled themed graduation cap. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. And until next time, bye.